I want to remind you, this is CNN. Excuse me. I'm going to turn it around. Then, okay. Let me remind you, I don't have the money. Everything's been stolen. I've lived in a holy hell. Now, one camera has been turned on me or news media. It's been shut up while you enjoy my money and my children, wherever they are. I hope they're alive and well. And you think I'm not angry? I watch your friggin' so-called press that's Illuminati, excuse me. Yeah, I'm mad. I got 80 years old almost. And what I'm getting back from some of YouTube, and some of you are very nice. So I don't want to include you in this. Some are just desperate to make fun of someone. You think I don't know I'm old? I can still see a little. I've lived in hell while my money, hostage in different ways, have been brought to this country. It built NASA down there in Huntsville, where you took me, to Moulton, Alabama. Now, don't tell me you didn't do it. I was told years ago by several people, I didn't know what they meant, that their hands were clean. No, your hands aren't clean. You all used me, you kidnapped me, took my dad down. The horror stories done to me and my children right in front of everybody, still ongoing. You're still lying about my dad, Edward VIII. He never married Wallace Simpson, your American spy, by the way. She wasn't anything German about her. You try to blame Germany for everything. German built your space center, my money and hostage money, and the fact that they cared enough to come over here to help me. And you get on here and you call me names because I cared. I got involved doing a book about mind control. And the end times is what it turns out to be when you took, and you did. You are ready to praise God and your veterans and your troops that you sent to my country, and you brought me over here and you did this to me and my children. You've lived off of us. I can't even buy a Coke. So I still have the kindness because it dawned on me. I was trying to eat breakfast. A little woman coming up and wanted to not borrow, but get change for a 20. I was pretty sure I didn't have it. I knew I had some ones. Because anyway, I ended up, I didn't have the change, and I thought, my God, I've brought out my few bucks I've got put back. I don't know who she is. So I thought, how stupid can I still be? I can't even buy a Coke. Listen, recently on the... Anyway, y'all, I know I make a lot of points in this one. You don't dare say the Americans were responsible. They were. Where do you think I am now? There's some, the FBI, that I guess I wouldn't be alive. But the Brits asked them to help. And over time, the Americans, what you've done is you've gone into Great Britain. You took down my father with lies, and Winston Churchill was a part of it, some of my own family and leaders there, and your Eisenhower and your Nixon and your Bloomingdale. Well, they had the Bloomingdale tapes too, were involved in all this later on. So why I got carried through all this, I don't know. But I hope it turns out the right way for me and my children. We've suffered so everybody else could have a good life. I look and everybody else is living good except me. My children, I don't know. And then I get called names, and even though have information on me, and most people, nobody doubts it really. So in my babbling, I've put it all up here for since 2012 on Facebook, which is being torn down now, and 2013 on YouTube. I've laid it out. I put enough information that any fool wouldn't know. I couldn't make it up. I've got names. I've got everything up there. Uh, Now then, this journalist that the reason that it's being investigated, so is the press, American press, uh, jumped on President Trump to go after the king of Saudi Arabia and the prince, that they were involved. Can you see why they never wanted to tell about me? You kidnap a monarch, and I am Victoria the Second. The moment I was born, my father never married Wallace Simpson. She married a double, and they became the illegal Duke and Duchess of Windsor. Do you think that Elizabeth and Elizabeth's father, who are illegal, the whole bunch are, uh, didn't know? Of course they did. George helped take down his own brother, sold his soul to the Illuminati. My dad wouldn't, which my dad wouldn't allow the treaties. It wouldn't take orders from the global government, the Rockefellers, the Jews, Bilderbergers, Rothschilds, your banking giants that control your bank. Wait till they take the internet down. Where are you going to go to find all your information? All they have to do is snip it under the cables running underneath the ocean and everything. I guess it'd be in the clouds then, right? Why do you think they built it? And where do you think they got all this information to begin with? And then we all are left with, then that's the only place to go. So if I'm rambling, excuse me. I've earned the right to, with what you all have done to me. And I'm still here. And you're sending the press over to Saudi Arabia. What do you know, if they know about me, the Saudi king and the prince, I would hope they would step up and say, hey, clean up your own mess first before you start sending someone over here, because a member of the press from the Washington Post, which is covered up about me, everything, Woodward, you think that was the good journalist? You don't have any good journalists. They're all a bunch of liars. They delete, they make the news. They were responsible, really, because they went after Trump or going after the Saudi king. That's no easy thing to force someone to go over there and accuse. And I hear what happened, but I also know I'm here, and this is about to go off, and I'm still making videos. You think the press hasn't known about me when they took my father down and he married an American, my mom? You've got Elizabeth that's lived this fairy tale life. She works for the Illuminati that kidnapped me, the real monarch. She knows that they took down my father, the real monarch, who my father was married to, an American. And you think she's tried to correct history? Hell no. She knows if she doesn't, it's her fault what's happened to me and the life I've led. She's helped do it. I understand. From a good source. Well, I'm sure she has. She's had the chance to tell the truth all these years. She never has. So what do you think, America, would happen if they came out and had photos and pictures of what's been done to me, the torture, and to my sons who are heirs after me, the graphics of it all? And I pray to God, because that's the only one can do it. And why did he let all this happen? Now you can come after me again and say, well, you don't question God. Well, I didn't know that much about end times until I got into researching and doing the book, and then found out my real name and who my father is, and the treaties, them taking him out and lying with character assassination and the treaties that were signed that allowed the United States to invade the UK and thus take over the UK and the monarchy and everything, and then use the Brits to fight against themselves. What do you think, Honduras and everything? Then you'll go back and say, well, the Brits did this. They went in, so we went in and made the Brits fight against themselves. Now then the people from Honduras are coming up here. You have denied me every right in the book to even breathe decent air. And you are inviting people in that you took, you America, your armed forces and everything, and your government created the havoc by first going into my country and making us fight against ourselves. You took over, well, you're the Illuminati, the Freemason. Elizabeth works for you all. Now you've sent Meghan and Harry to Australia, and everybody's welcoming them with open arms. I tell you who I think they are. I don't know. I guess time will prove me right or wrong. Meghan's an actress. Harry? What if, in the end, this is to show you how you treated me, what you did to me, and you can't wait to, and then you'll turn around and you'll blame the Aussies for welcoming them. You'll say, well, we weren't the ones. Yeah, you are. Your hands aren't clean. You did it. You can stand there or sit there and praise God and pass the ammunition. And what is it that the singer said on the eve of